What's going on, guys? It's Cliffy here. Welcome into the granddaddy of them all, the grand final of this 5-5 New Zealand Super Smash. Today, the Central Stags taking on the Canterbury Kings. The Stags, one of only two teams to knock me off my perch this season. I think them and the Firebirds were the only teams that had beaten us. So we will be looking to go, hopefully try and bring the trophy back down to Canterbury. I don't think the Super Smash title has ever come to Canterbury. From memory. I think Auckland are quite successful. I think Wellington won it the year they got rid of the Champions League format, I think, for the clubs. So it would be nice if we could bring it back, obviously, to Canterbury. A lot of people have been saying in the comments, Cliffy, use in-swing. So I'm going to use in-swing. We used it for the first 4. Worked pretty well. We've only gone for 4 runs so far, so I can't complain a whole lot about that. But we just need to keep going. Keep persisting, won the toss and elected to field first, which I guess kind of goes against, back in Don Bradman 14, it was always the case when I was playing in, like a major final, like a 2020 final or a one-day final or something like that. It was always my choice to bat first. You always bat first, you put runs on the board, pressure on the opposition team, and then go from there. But I don't know, since this new patch has come out on 17, I feel as though you really need to know what you're chasing, be able to pace yourself there. That was a very good first over, it must be said, from Matt Henry. He, I mean, 3 dot balls to start, and then it has followed up with 3 boundaries. So it was a very good start, just couldn't quite close it off in the end. And we'll be looking, as I said, this series, when it first started off, you were looking anywhere between 40 and 50 was going to be tough to chase. Now teams are looking at scoring 60, 70, sometimes even 80 for the win. So I'm hoping this over doesn't end up like Henry's, because we have had 3 dot balls in a row, just like the first one. And then obviously we went 4-4-4. So fingers crossed that doesn't happen. I'm going to chuck in an in-swinger, quicker one as well. And just try and dot it up, which is exactly what we're doing. Kyle Jamieson, the ginger man bun, is getting the job done at the moment, so we'll take that. And even now, if we go for a couple of 4s off these last 2 deliveries, I don't really mind a whole lot, because we have obviously gone and built that pressure, and the chances are coming. It's not as though the shots are being played elegantly along the ground. They are being played with some conviction, and that one there has gone and found the outside edge. So what an over that is from Mr. Kyle Jamieson. Now I'm not going to use McConchy today, just because spin does tend to get taken to. So I'm going to use Andy Ellis, who is only, I think he's only like 25 or 28 skill or something. So this could potentially backfire, but I feel as though using the medium pacer is going to be better than using the spinner, just because McConchy has been good in phases, but since the new patch has come out, he has struggled quite a bit. But saying that, Andy Ellis has now gone for back-to-back 4s, so looking back at it, possibly going to McConchy now wouldn't have been the worst theory in the world, because that one there is probably going to go all the way as well for a maximum. So Smith putting on an absolute clinic here. 14 off the first 3 balls of this Andy Ellis over. And after obviously that great one that Jamieson had last over with just the 4 runs coming off it, we have already gone for 18 off this one. And there is still 2 balls left to go. So you'd have to say the game after 2 overs was definitely in our favour. It has now swung back big time into the Stags, as Ben Smith is just picking up boundaries left, right and bloody centre, it must be said. Jesus Christ. At 22, Andy Ellis, what have you done? What a decision this was to bring you on. Finishes off with a dot. Where was that earlier on in the over? But 22 coming off it. Man, oh man. Still, I feel as though we're in pretty good shape. None for 38. Wickets would be good. And hopefully we can go with this theory again. We did it in the last game. Obviously, it was a bit different because we were defending a total rather than chasing. But we went with Ed Nuttall in the second to last over, the penultimate over. There we go. Got there. Just so it put a bit less pressure on Peter Fulton. But, man, oh man, something has just happened. Since I guess there's no real power play in this as such. But the power play overs, I guess, would finish. The first 2 overs, they were a little bit subdued, a little bit sedate, and not now. From basically the start of the 3rd over, it has been boundaries or nothing. There's the 50 partnership coming up in very quick time as well, 3.3 overs. And you're imagining the Stags are going to put on something in the vicinity of 70 or 80 here, the way that they are going. We really need some dots, really need some wickets, to be honest. Not that wickets make a huge amount of difference in this game. And I have discussed this a few times, that when you're playing in a 5-5 game, and they do happen sometimes. They happen very rarely in international cricket. 2020 games that are shortened, obviously. But it does happen from time to time, and it's one of those games where it is so short that you just come out and basically swing from ball 1. So a new batsman isn't the end of the world. Now, I don't know if I'm using McConchy. I don't know if I'm using Cole. I am using Cole to finish off, so I don't know how this is going to go either. It could go good. It could go bad, and I'm having a feeling it is going to go the latter of those two. And I reckon we are going to be chasing 70 plus here easily. We'll try and float this one up. Oh, that's good. 1. Good work, Coley. Good work. However, it does get Smith on strike, and he has been absolutely smashing them at the moment. So, fingers crossed that we can just try and dot up a little bit. That's perfect. So we've started to flight the ball a hell of a lot more, slow it down and get it through the air a hell of a lot slower, and it is working to date so far. So I'm going to keep up that tactic, and hopefully it can keep the runs down, and that is exactly what it has done. McConchy, why didn't I go to him in the 3rd over? I had that option. He's normally the guy who always comes in after the 2 opening bowlers, and we normally use Peter Fulton, obviously, towards the end. That's not the case today. That one there spun sharply away from the player. We have a cheeky LBW appeal. It doesn't result in anything, and we are now at the final ball of our spell, and it's a big swing and a miss. So what an over that is from McConchy. He comes back in, only goes for 6, and restricts the I say restricts, but keeps the Stags to 61. And that is doable. We just need 12 and over. That's a couple of boundaries. The field here is not ideal for where we like to play, obviously through that cover region. There is a player out there. There's a guy at short cover too, so fingers crossed for the left-handed Carter that they will change the field slightly, which is what they have done. So that's perfect. That's exactly what we wanted to do. Get the left-hander on strike. And we'll take that too. Oh! Run that through! Quickly! Oh my God! How are you so slow from the bloody non-strikers in, Chad Bowers? Jesus Christ! There is always a run there. Always a run. My goodness. That was terrible. So, we get the run. It is an extra ball as well. And you wouldn't think that we'd be going and taking on buys like that, would you? Leg bites. That one there must have come off the arm in some way or another. But not the greatest of starts, obviously, with that run out. Oh, there's a shot and a half. Leo Carter, he has had a pretty rough time of form as of late, it must be said. But if he can come good in this final, we can really not complain a whole lot. And there's another one. That's been played very late. It's squirted away, square. And even though we have lost that wicket, we do have 11 on the board already, if you count that wide. So far, so we'll just nudge that one there into the gap. We've done what we needed to do. We've picked up our 12 so far off the over. We do have Peter Fulton, and there is a big, massive gap in cover now. So hopefully we get, I was going to say, the ball that we want, and we do get it. The timing not quite there from 2 metre Peter. Will come back for the second though. Pick up 14. That's good. 14 off the first over. Good start. We did lose that wicket. A little bit unlucky. Chad Bowers caught napping at the non-striker's end. But that's all right. The required run rate is still 2 a ball. When you look at it, it essentially is only 3 fours in the over. So if we pick up 3 fours, especially if we get them early like that one there, it does take a fair bit of pressure off. So they have loaded up that cover region because that has been our go-to area at this stage of the innings. That one there has cut us in half. Really should have tried to play that one to the leg side. Bit of extra pace from Mr. Ben Wheeler as well. 140 Ks, which isn't unusual for him. He can definitely get it up there, but not normally known for his pace. Peter Fulton scraping through there. We just need to almost take everything that is on offer at the moment. Just to try and keep that run rate down. I don't really want to be going into the last over needing a huge amount. And there is a good shot as well. With the field up there, Peter Fulton says, I am going to try and take advantage of the left armour moving the ball in. The field has now changed, and we do have a long on and a deep cover. So those are our 2 go-to zones. So again, we'll probably just look to try and manoeuvre the field. Please don't run out Leo Carter. My God, that was close. Direct hit, and he was not even in the picture. But here we go. So we've got the same field. And the mid-off isn't even deep. He's not even on the edge of the 30-yard circle. So that does mean that if we get a hold of it, which that one there we would have, it could be going a long, long way. So 12 coming off that over. So we get what we needed, but really would have liked a bit more. Required run rate still 12. So we're still up and above where we need to be. So that's promising, but we can't really afford too many dot balls, it must be said. And obviously Adam Milne is going to be difficult. I'd say Patel is going to be bowling the next over. And that is pretty foolish, it must be said, from Peter Fulton. Not really what was needed at this stage, just trying to move the score along at a quicker rate. And we do have Henry Nicholls, so we've got 2 left-handers in. I really don't understand this field placement that they've got with these guys who are up close. What a shot that is. First ball, Henry Nicholls says, serve me up a short one. 148, we may as well round it up to 149 Ks from Adam Milne. And it is just swatted away. Doesn't quite go for 4. We do run 4, however, and probably with a weak-ass throw like that, could have come back for the 5th, so that's perfect. Henry Nicholls technically off the mark with a boundary, however it was run. He's gone again. Picked out the fielder this time though. We'll still get the single, which is what we need, because there has only been 5 that has come off this over so far, and 31 off 14, so we are down in a little bit of the dumps. There is a shot, but again, picking out the fielder, and that is what has been done off this Adam Milne over so far, is that the fielders have been picked out. So just 6 coming off it. We do now have, I was going to say 2 men down on the boundary straight, but that's not the case, just the 1. Oh, give that a wide, umpire. Oh, you're kidding. It's just a 1 for the over. So great over that from Adam Milne. Picks up the wicket, only goes for 6. And as I said, here is the spinner in now. So this is going to be the guy that we're going to have to target, especially seeing we require 30. And that will have to be rebowled. So 29 needed off the last 2, so 14.5. So we need to start working in a few boundaries here, it must be said. Leo Carter's been there since the start. And he's just got absolutely no timing on that whatsoever. That's a crisp piece of work. Wow. By the wicketkeeper. What a piece of work that was. Pick up and take the bails off just like that. And that was really, really easy. And it's looking as though, at this stage, it is going to be very tough. Oh, that's come off the bat, off the pad, and is going to be taken. And all of a sudden, spinners are one of those things in this game. They can either go really good for you, obviously Cole McConchie in our innings only going for the 6 runs, or they can be bloody expensive. And so far, so good for Mr. Patel from Central Districts. And that is what we needed. That is perfect. Leo Carter, you are going to have to see us home in this innings, it must be said, bud. You are the shining light in this Canterbury Kings lineup at the moment. So there's 3 balls left to go still. Ooh, and we've hammered that one through the cover. Not quite the timing that we were after. Has gone for 4, so we've picked up 10. There's 2 balls left to go, and we have seen, would you believe it, a change in the bloody field. So leg side is where we're going to probably look to be going from now on. 19. Oh, that'll do. That will do from you, Mr. Leo Carter. So we did need 19 off 8. It is now down to 15 off of 7. And so I think if we can get a 6 here and take it to under 10 needed in that last over, that is going to work. Oh, bloody brilliantly for us. But the keeper, excuse me, is having a hell of a game behind the stumps. No point reviewing that. That has clearly come off the bat. Dane Cleaver. Carter goes for 29. Very well made innings, that one there. And it's going to be up to Logan Van Beek and Cam Fletcher to get the job done for us. We need 15 off the last over. So 4s early on are going to be required. And that is perfect. Who is that? Who was that with the 6 first ball? I think it is Cam Fletcher. And that is absolutely outstanding from you, son. 9 off 5. And what a way to welcome yourself into the crease. That one there hasn't been timed perfectly. It is still going to have enough to race away to the boundary though, boys. Man, oh man, what a game this is. 5 now required off 4 balls. That is what early boundaries go and get you done. It has seen a change in the field as well. And that one there, we will not take a run. Really taking the pace off that one, Leopard. I have no idea who this Leopard guy is, to be honest. So 5 off 4. A 4 would take it level. We're going to run it. We've got to run it. You've got to run it at this stage. 4 off 2. And this is the stuff finals are made of. Man, oh man. Where do we go from here? Logan Van Beek. Can't go through cover. So he goes over mid-wicket. And Logan Van Beek, the Dutch international, is the hero, boys. The Canterbury Kings have somehow come away with this victory. Things were looking dead and buried. And there we go. Andrew Ellis and the boys lifting the New Zealand Super Smash title. Would you believe it? They were the form team of the tournament. Obviously, just the 2 losses, one against the Stags, one against the Firebirds. We beat the Firebirds in the semi, got very close against the Stags in the final. Obviously winning by 5 wickets with just 1 run left to go. Ben Smith gets the man of the match in a losing cause for his 39 not out of 14 deliveries. But how crucial was Cam Fletcher at the end with those boundaries that he picked up off the last over. That is it for this series, guys. I do have a new one that will be coming out probably in... I'm not sure. I'm just deciding what I'm going to do. I'll probably do a video and put a straw poll in and let you guys decide which you would prefer to see first. Because I do have a lot actually planned for the channel. It just really is finding time at the moment. It is really tough. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a thumbs up. If you are new, please remember to hit that subscribe button. Returning subscribers as well, make sure you hit the bell. That way you get notified when I go live. Need to go and get myself something. I had myself a crunchy ice cream last night. My God, they are so good. If you haven't had one and you live in New Zealand, go down to your local supermarket, go and get one. They are bloody delicious. Until next time, ka kite anoa, see you soon.